What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode on the Millennial Hacker. My name is Tavion, again known as Millennial Hacker. Today, I'm here with a very special guest, someone very powerful through his story. You can tell through the energy that I'm giving off to you guys right now. We just did a quick little rundown, little story, backstory on him. And whoa, I feel good right now. You can probably tell right now if I'm feeling good. I can't even, there's not even enough of an introduction I could do for this man, but he's an powerful person. He's a mentor. He's a coach. And at the end of the day, he is here to help you get to that next level. But more importantly, he's here to be that anchor that you need in your life to feel like, hey, I need someone to help believe in myself. So that way I can pursue what I need to do. But without further ado, Simeon Cooke, thank you so much for being here, man. Please tell us a little bit more about who you are, what do you do, and how long?
Well, what's up, Savion? It's a pleasure to be here. I just want to say what's up to everybody and let y'all know that you have greatness within you and you're destined to progress and to conquer, right? That's the first thing I wanted to say. I love the energy. Tavion, I'm a big fan of yours. We've talked before previously, but this new endeavor, I think it's incredible and it really does fit your personality perfectly. I can see you going so far with this. I can see you going so far, and I'm proud of
you. I appreciate that. That's what's up, man.
Okay.
So
what was the question? I just want to.
No, you're good. I know you're. I was just saying. So tell us a little bit more about who you are. What do you do, and for how long, and whatnot.
Okay. Well, my name is Simeon Cooke, better known as King Vici, and my business and what I founded is a movement called the Vici Lifestyle. It's a lifestyle of progression and conquering obstacles, existence through expression and expression through creation. The way that we progress is using the 5 pillars, which is progression mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and economically. Now, through studying the great people and throughout history, I found some commonalities. And during a bout of a retreat, almost an introverted retreat of meditation, I was given a message, and it was to use these 7, what I like to call the 7 commandments of progression, as a foundation of the lifestyle itself. And it's about setting purpose, having a burning desire, setting goals, being consistent, keeping record, holding yourself accountable, and celebrating achievements. Now, that's a small part of, the movement of what I've been doing. And basically, it's just empowering and inspiring ordinary people to go out, to believe in themselves and to go out and achieve greatness. You gain clarity, right, in your vision, right? You find your purpose, right? You crush your goals and you pursue your own individual path to greatness, because greatness is relative. And, I've been doing this unconsciously since I was a teenager. I always was told that I had an old soul. I hung out with a lot of older cats, and I just always was a sponge, soaking in knowledge, that when I would talk to people around my age or younger than me, they're like, "Oh man, you have a old soul." And how can I be like you, or how can I do this or do that? They would come to me for advice. And I would let them know, like, maybe you're thinking too small, or maybe try this way. Organize yourself, know yourself, so that you'll know, you could point your internal compass to where you need to be going. So that's i.e., let's say if you want to start a business and you're working a job, a lot of people's like, "Oh, I don't want to work a job anymore. I just want to pursue, go and do my business." And I'm like, that's perfectly fine, but you got to understand what that job is on that journey, which is a stepping stone. Right. It's maintenance first, survival first, and then everything else comes after. So if you understand what a job is for you, then you'll understand that it's just a part of your overall mission and purpose in life. So as I started teaching people that, the biggest thing that I enjoyed about it was the transformation, right?
Right.
One good story is my nephew, not my nephew, but my cousin. He just got out of jail a couple of years ago, and he was kind of lost, didn't know what to do, was frustrated with life, happy to be free, of course, but was frustrated with life, having to start all over, and didn't know which direction to take. And I encouraged him to look within, to look at what he wanted to do and what skills and, some goals that he can set to start to reach. And
Right.
now, not even 2 years later, he, 5x'd his yearly income. He has certifications in CDL, trades crypto, and is taking care of, and all the people around him are benefiting. So he's taking care of his family right now too. And that's going from, being a felon to where he's at now. Now, all I did was just this normal conversation where, I ignited him. I gave him that fire of belief and tell him to learn himself so he can have direction. So you ignite that fire and then go chase your goal, and seeing that transformation is probably the most rewarding thing that that I can feel. Is the best profession for me, because I feel like that's my purpose,
Right.
is to help others. So when I actually see it working, it's like it's up there with seeing my daughter be born. That's how magical it is for me.
That's phenomenal. Yo, Simeon, I just gotta say thank you so much for giving that great insight and letting everybody know who you are. That's phenomenal. I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean,
Thank
you
you.
helped him 5x his income. He was from a felon to literally, a felon to, like you said, he was lost, and he turned things around for him. And now he's taking care of his families, well, taking care of himself, his family, loved ones, even people
Yes,
coming to
sir.
him. That's what, dude, man. That's what's up. I gotta clap that one up for you, man. That's what's up. That's
Thank you.
what it is, and that's how you know. That's how you know you make that impact, right? That's how you know how you're really, this person. They see you, they view you as like, I can go to this person because I know they have the right information, what I need to get to where I want to be, or these life decisions I want to change, whatever it may be. So I know that earlier, you were talking, you said, um, unconsciously, this is something that you basically were always meant to do, and I think what's crazy is I believe, I wholeheartedly believe that many of us do know what we're meant to do,
Yes.
but many of us don't want to embrace it, or maybe we don't know how to embrace it, or we're too scared
Yes.
to embrace it. So, and it was crazy because I know when you said, people said, you're a young kid with an old soul. That reminded me of back in like high school or whatnot. Like when I would talk to adults or whatnot, they'd be like, "How old are you?" And then like during that time, I'll be like, "I'm 13, I'm 14, or whatever, 15 even," and they're
Yeah.
like, you're really wise for your age. I'm like, and then they said, like, they were saying that same similar thing, like, you were old soul. You have like an old soul. Whatnot. They said that's gonna take you a long
Wow.
way through life. That's gonna take you far in life, right?
Thanks.
Having that wisdom and guidance. But going back to what I was talking about, when you said unconsciously and stuff, what was it like? I mean, I know you said like, it always felt good, something you were meant to do. Uh, what would you say? And this may be a little bit difficult question, so I'm gonna try to break it
It's
down.
fine. Shoot, baby.
So you were able to embrace what you knew your purpose was. So what was that transition like when you hit that moment of, this is my purpose, this is what I'm meant to do? And how comfortable was it for you to like transition in? It's like, I'm gonna start embracing more about who I am so I can help people into this perspective, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to answer it in parts, so I might
Okay.
need you to restate the question later.
Okay.
But the first thing that comes to mind for me to answer that question is like the way. All right. So a lot of times in your life, you think you know what your purpose is or what you want,
Right.
right? And mainly everybody is like, oh, I want a big house. I want a dog, some kids, a family, riches. I want to be like Jeff Bezos, all of this stuff, right?
Right. Right.
And you'll see a lot of people that achieve those things and reach those pinnacles, but they're not happy, right?
Right. Right.
They had a misunderstanding of what their purpose was and what they had wanted, and that was me too, you know. Um, I thought I just wanted riches and fame, that freedom and abundance and all of that stuff, but it has no substance. I had to, almost like the story of Buddha, which I talk about a little bit in my book. He basically, um, all right. So hold on, where was I? Okay.
No, you're fine.
All right. All right. So basically, yeah. So it's about the story of Buddha in my book, where basically, um, I forgot how I was going to relate it. I'm not going to lie to you.
No,
So what was I just saying? Just please recap me, because it's a long step for me. Long start for me.
no, you're good. You said you want me to repeat that for you?
Oh, yeah, what like the last part, so I could connect it. That's all I did. I kind of lost train of thought a
Yeah,
little
so
bit.
you at least the question, so at least the question was, how are you able to basically embrace more of your potential, of your purpose, of like, this is what I know I'm meant to do. Yeah.
Okay, so initially, Buddha didn't know exactly what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? He born into royalty and then experienced a little bit of suffering. And during that suffering, he's like, damn, I didn't know these people were going through this type of stuff. I didn't even realize, and he started going out into the world to try to experience what suffering would be like, and he did all of these things trying to reach his nirvana, and went the wrong direction. But then eventually he found his way. And what he did was remember a time in his life. He remembered a time in his life where he was sitting under, I think it's a bonsai tree, under a tree.
Right.
And he felt how happy that he felt during that time. And he was like, that's it. And the reason why I bring this up is because the same thing had happened to me. I was out here chasing just businesses, just money, just women, and not living with any substance. I was chasing something that I didn't completely understand. I didn't understand what my passion was, which is why I'd say, that internal search is what's going to educate you and let you know exactly who you are, what you want, and what your passion is. So it's less of a transformation when it comes to that, and more of a realization.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and you have to realize and learn who you are so you can be more of yourself. You know,
Exactly.
and that's kind of the realization that I came to, that was like, hey man, you can still do all of those things that you like to do or love to do, but your passion in life, what brings you to the highest vibration, is uplifting others,
Hmm.
is helping others manifest and bring their thoughts and dreams into reality. It makes me feel, honestly, like exhilarated, glorious, legendary, and
Right.
and I can live vicariously through the great achievements of others, because all I had to do was, help them to set themselves on the right path, and to let them know that you are worth it. You can achieve these things. You have greatness within you. And like I said, that realization, that's how I came to a realization, and that's how that realization made me feel, which made me concrete, and knowing what my purpose is and why it's my purpose.
Right. Yo, that's what's up, man. That was a phenomenal story, man. Thank you so much for sharing that piece.
No problem, my pleasure.
Oh man, yo, that was dope. I mean, man, that like finding, yeah, exactly, like finding your purpose, finding your peace, finding, what you're meant to. It's all about human growth. It's all about your personal development as well. And oftentimes, we this is how I view it, right? And this is actually an analogy that I literally just came up with. I picture finding, you, like, when I say you, I mean like you find yourself, like your wholesome self, like this is who you are, this is who you're meant to be. I mean,
Yes.
I see that as a needle in a haystack. Now, a lot of people may look at that as like, wait, time out, time out. When you say needle in a haystack, you're basically saying it's impossible. No, no, no. This is what I'm saying. So many people are so focused on digging through and whatnot, finding it rather than, hey, go through, right? Take those parts out, and then you'll get to that part that really is you. It's a weird analogy I just came up with.
Exactly.
The whole point, though, is, you know, there's times we run in life, even I know, where we run into life thinking, okay, this is who I'm meant to be, right?
Yeah.
And as you continue to grow, you're like, oh, you know what? It may not be that. It may be some features of that, but maybe not
Yes.
exactly like that. And you use
Mm-hmm.
that, right? You use it as a transition in life. You use it as your vehicle in life to, pursue and keep going further. Like, okay, let's find out more about who I am. And I think that's the beauty part of one of the most beautiful parts of life is growing and finding out more about yourself every single day, and just realizing like how much of an impact, how much of a powerful person you are in general. So thank you so much again for
Yeah,
sharing.
that's actually a great analogy right there. I like the way how you put that together.
Yeah.
You
Thank you.
know,
Thank you.
especially like weeding through. I like that
Exactly.
one
That's the
because
key word. That's the key word. Wading through. That's what I should have said.
yeah, you know, because it's like, you know, you go internally to try to find out this person who you are, and you have to get rid of the programming, you know, the what society tells you to think. It's
Exactly.
in your subconscious.
Exactly.
This is not conscious. So I'm not saying that who you are or who you think you are is not who you are, as in a detrimental or disrespectful way.
Right. Right.
What I'm saying is that you have to really pay attention to yourself and understand yourself, so you understand what you really want and what you
Exactly.
really love, and not what society thinks you love, or society wants you to love, or wants you to think is beautiful when it comes to looks, or you know, wants you to think is happiness and success. You
Right.
know, not everybody needs a big old yacht and an island. I might want it, you know, but is that what was really going to make me happy? You know, no, that's not
Wow.
what's really gonna make me happy. Like, it'll be cool. I can show it off to people that I think is my friends, you know, because I got it and get all of these praise and all of that stuff. But that's superficial for me. I want
Exactly.
something that's genuine. I want to make a genuine impact and be and help people make change in the world. You know, I was like, I really just, it really started because I've always been a creative person, but I never enjoyed thinking small. You
Right.
know,
Right.
like
Right.
it's no like, I forgot, it's a quote about mediocrity, and I really cannot, I don't respect people that's all that they want is to be mediocre. That doesn't mean you don't need to be rich or anything like that, but you should have goals big in the things that you love, because I feel like I just honestly, just be honest. I honestly feel like you have so much potential, and
Hmm.
even the greatest people among us, you understand, the greatest people among us haven't fulfilled their full potential. For
Oh.
you to be mediocre would kind of be honest, a waste, you know, because on your deathbed, which I talk about in my book, and one of the parts of my book, where I talk about, you know, somebody that had all this genius in them. You know, they were artistic, they were an engineer. They you know, if they pursued it, you know, and wanted to make change in the world, it could have ended world hunger or stopped the climate change, you know, global warming.
Right.
And on their deathbed, they're thinking about all the things that they could have done, the I love yous, the experiences, the adventures, the contributions they could have made. But it's too late now. You're on your deathbed. You got a terminal
Exactly.
illness, or you're dying from old age, and all you are filled with regret. Well, I had to make a promise to myself. I'm like, on my death, because you know, when I wasn't there when my grandfather died. I was out running the streets, and I didn't even know until later on. I'm still sorry about that. But one thing I gotta say is that from what I've heard, he didn't die happy. You
Man.
understand?
Man.
And I thought about that, and I idolized my grandfather. You know, World War II veteran. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had his own business on Boston Road in New York, electronics business to fix TVs. One of the first people I know with a computer. You know, had the Commodores. I don't know if you know about the old school joints with the raggedy floppies and
Right.
Julius
Right.
Bad. Yeah, he had all of that. The games and stuff when it first came out. You know, I idolized him, but I realized he didn't die happy. And that's what I want. On my deathbed, I want to die happy. So everything that's within me that I can contribute, I want to bring into this reality to hopefully inspire and empower others to, you know, do the same. But, you know, importantly, not more importantly, but importantly, I don't want to be on my deathbed with any regret at all. You know, I want to be happy with what I've done and the legacy, and know and feel internally that there was not much more that I could do. You know, and I
Right.
feel like I'll be at peace, and so my soul can leave. And that's really, you know, a very important point, um, to this whole entire phase, that not phase I would say, but more like to this whole entire method, um, is not leaving anything on the table, and understanding that, you know, you're greater than mediocrity. You know,
Right.
you're greater than a $20,000 a year job and barely scraping by.
Tell
You
them.
know, you're greater than contentment. You
Mm,
know, I got kids, I can't do this, or it's too late, I won't make it. No,
right.
you know, no, you always have time. Chase, pursue. You'll be more happier with yourself, and and you'll vibrate at a higher frequency, which is also going to uplift other people around you. You're going to inspire people, by still going after the things that you want to achieve with life, and not giving people the satisfaction of you quitting, of your excuses, of your procrastination.
Right. Yo, woo! That was phenomenal. Yo, Simeon, thank you, man. We only on that was like only the second or third question today. Man, I'm excited to see what you're about to now.
I got a little charity called End Hunger, right?
Right.
And I always tell my friends, like, hey, man, it's not always about feeding people food. You can feed their minds as well. But we're trying to end hunger 2021. So what's that? You said 2 questions, 3 questions?
I was saying, well, no, I was saying we're only 2 or 3 questions in, and I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
man, everything you did, this man's dropped already. Like, woo!
Feed you,
Right.
feed you. That's all I want to do. We all hungry too. I like the gems you've been giving as well.
I appreciate that. Yo, you touched on you touched on very very great topics, when you're talking about, you're talking about your deathbed and whatnot. And my last guest, I was just talking, um talking about, like, we were talking about like the value of time and whatnot, but more importantly, like regret. Man, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't need to wait and see what's gonna happen, rather than, people informing me and saying, hey, make sure you're doing what you want to do. You don't want to live a life with regret. A lot of people, they shrug that stuff off, like, oh no, I ain't gonna regret it or whatnot. Hey,
Thanks.
look, I'm just saying, this for me. I the reason I say I'm definitely not gonna wait till I'm on my deathbed, whether that's because I'm sick of something or I'm at that very old age, is because time is something you can't get back, right?
Exactly.
So once you're there, your time is just moving down. It's still going, it's still going. And it's like,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, regret is the biggest poison. Personally, in my opinion, I think regret is one of the biggest poisons one can have.
Definitely.
And man, I
You
mean,
don't want to live with it. Definitely
you
don't
don't,
want to live with that.
you don't. I mean, and what's crazy is, and feel free to agree or disagree with this, but what's crazy is many times we convince ourselves saying, I'm not going to regret this, I'm not going to regret that. But personally, I feel like solely, like deep down in your soul, in your gut, you actually do know you will regret this. But the only reason you say that is because you're not at that moment yet where you can look at it as regret.
Exactly.
So, I mean, so actually, that's an interesting topic. I definitely want to ask you more about is, what is your take on, like, just having that, what's your take when people, push things off, shrug things off, say, I'm going to do it later, I'm going to save it for later, or don't live up to the potential. And, we tell them, like, hey, you don't know how much time you have left. You may face regrets and whatnot if you don't go through this, especially if it's something they want to do. What would you tell to someone, having them realize, like, yo, regret is gonna hurt you so much more, because like you were saying, you want to, when you're on your deathbed, when you're going, you want to be able to go with peace. You know what I mean? Sitting on your
Yeah.
or laying on your bed thinking, like, I did everything in my life I wanted to do. I did the best that I could, and I'm content and happy with that. Right. So what's your piece on, like, stressing the importance of, like, hey, do what you want to do, follow what you love, so you don't have to face regrets. So, like, what's your piece on that?
Well, procrastination comes from not constantly having your why, your
Right.
goals,
Right.
and your purpose in front of you,
Mm.
right? One of the things I do when I'm really good at it, I try to chill and stay composed. But every time that you'll see me, I give you so much love. I'm gonna ignite you with energy.
Right.
You know, I'm like, yo, what up, Teddy? How you doing, man? Oh, look at that hat. What's up? You know what I'm saying? I'm that type of dude, and it's the fire.
Right.
You need the fire to get rid of the procrastination. Now, once you do that, that fire and your progress is going to keep pushing that procrastination away.
Right.
Right? So you take one step And then you're like, yeah, look what I did, you know, and you start seeing some results. That pushes the procrastination further away.
Right.
And as you do that, you build habits. So now, as you build them habits, it's natural for you to get these things done and not procrastinate, which
Right.
becomes second nature after that. So, but it all starts with that fire and that why. Why am I doing this? Why do I have to get up off my ass? Why do I have to write this content, to do these podcasts, to coach these people, to be empowered and inspired to achieve their own versions of greatness? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is the reason?
Right.
You know, people are going to make, for me, people are going to make lasting changes. They're going to transform. They're going to realize their true potentials. And I'm going to do my part with passing the torch and letting people know, like, hey, you know, and it's going to hopefully go viral and, you know, raise the vibration. I wrote a little infographic. I made an infographic about the highest frequencies, emotions. And, you know, love, joy, and enlightenment are the highest, right? And that's what I want people to feel. I want people to vibrate at that frequency because it helps with disease, helps relieve stress. People are actually making change in the world, thinking better. You know, it just that thing is my why. So when I get up in the morning and I know I got to send out all of these messages, I know I got to add all of these people, I know I got to, you know, make this content, build my blog site, continue writing my book, make this workbook. I know I got a lot of work to do and it could be overwhelming, but then I got to sit back and put that fire up under my ass, you know? And as time goes, you're like, all right, now this is a habit. This is regular. I do this every day now, you know? And then it becomes second nature like this. You can't stop doing it. You know, it's levels after that, but we'll get to that. But as far as for someone that doesn't have that fire, find it. Kindle it. Take them 2 sticks and that rock and light that fire up. Sit on that bitch after you light that. You know what I'm saying? That'll get you going. It'll get you going. That's what you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's a coach would be wonderful for something like this. And where I like to come in, because when you think you can't do something and then you got that coach in your ear, you better run that motherfucking play. You know what I'm saying? Speak about language. You know, he in your ear. He in your ear. Suicides. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know, he's in your ear and pushing you to keep going. And that's another way that it can help. But it's still all going to come from within. You have to have your why in front of you. You have to have your purpose in front of you. You have to have your goals in front of you. You have to have your tasks in front of you and your daily, and also reward yourself. You know, and that right there is like, I play a lot of video games when I was younger, not as much anymore. I'm a little focused, but there's a game called Killer Instinct. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it.
Yeah, I know that game. Yep.
That what I just said about procrastination is the ultra combo to fighting it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you really beat procrastination. You know, coaching and knowing your why, igniting your fire, creating the habits, and making it second nature. And as long as you're doing that, you're gonna wake up feeling good anyway, because you're like, damn man, I gotta work at Burger King, whatever the case said. You know that if you are working there, it's just a stepping stone. Or you might need a little more skills, get a little bit more something else so you could get a better job to be able to invest. Whatever your formula is, you know, just understand that the things that you don't want to do should be in line with you getting to where you want to go and be a stepping stone for it. So that's how you get up off your ass. That's how you fight procrastination right there, my brother.
That's what's up, man. I love that. I love that answer, bro. I think that answer was perfect. I don't think you beat that answer. Because like you said, everything is like, you know, become second nature once you do it, right? So, you know, I'm sure people can say, you know, there's many answers or several answers of whatnot on, you know, how do you avoid procrastination or how do you avoid regret? I think this was personally what you just laid down. I think was personally probably one of the best answers I've probably ever heard of. How do you not run in, like, how do I avoid running into this wall, right? And you're just like, yo, start doing now, right? Start doing like,
what you. And what I would like to say about that though,
go ahead.
It's not a wall.
Right. Okay.
You know, it's not a wall that you're stopping at or necessarily running into. You know, it's more of a distraction, an obstacle in your path.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I say it's not a wall, because when you think wall, it's really nothing around it. You got to like go through it or or jump it or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's more like an obstacle. Like you just need to, whoo, like get a, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just go to the next lane, you know what I'm saying? And then come back over after you pass. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, it's just a different phrase. I wouldn't say it's a wall though, because it's not necessarily like stopping. It's just like it's in your way, you know, and but you can maneuver past it, kind of like a cone in the road or a road closed sign right here. So you got to take a, you know, take an alternate route or go around and take a detour to get around it. So yeah, so I wouldn't say that's the only thing. I just wouldn't say it's a wall, because when I think wall, you know, I think, you know, that's like the end all be all type of
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
No, for real, bro. I like that. I like that. I like that way too. And I'm glad you even shared perspective of that as well. Yo, I mean, Simeon, I mean, again, you still, you know, you're dropping great value. So you're dropping great perceptions of how we should view things, how we should go about it, and how we should put into existence for ourselves to create the better of ourselves. So
Yes.
obviously, you know, nobody's perfect. Obviously, everybody runs into challenges. Everybody. Please, so if you can find me one person, anybody listening to this, you got me find me one person who says they've never run into a challenge, have them come my way. I can guarantee I can pick out 20 they ran into. But for real, you know, a lot of times, right? A lot of times, you know,
Yeah.
people will not do the things they need to do that they know they need to do because they're afraid. They're afraid of what's going to happen if they do succeed. Now, this is going to sound a little weird when I say this, but I'm going to elaborate a little bit. People are afraid what's going to happen to succeed only because they're then going to be at a level to where they're going to face something they've never faced before, right? So challenges happen day in and day out. And when you really want something, you're going to face something you've never faced before. You don't know. It might take you some time to figure it out. So for you personally, Simeon, so on your journey, right? So, you know, when you're coaching people, helping people, you know, whether it's writing your book, lifting people up, what are some challenges, or even for you personally, what are some challenges that you've ran into and how did you overcome them for you?
Okay. So one of the main challenges I want to talk about is support from family.
Okay. I love it.
And the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because I went through lack of support or more importantly, my perspective of what I thought support was.
Right.
Right. And my reliance on them to understand and be copacetic with my understanding.
Right.
I'm gonna just let you know that was my fault. It's my fault. Cause I started this line, I'm thinking people supposed to spend they bill money, you know, supporting my line. You know what I'm saying? Like take food out of their kids' mouths to support my line unconsciously, but that's what I really expected. I wanted people to basically, you know, around me to basically support me for, you know, support my business, you know, just because I said so. You know, that's what I expected. I expected my support from my family. Like, yeah, you're supposed to be, you know, investing in me, you know, buying my stuff all the time.
Right.
The whole nine, you know what I'm saying? Posting it, all of this stuff, you know, and I had to really sit, like, I had to really sit and think for a little bit, like, you know, am I really going about this the right way? Is that even fair? Who am I? Whose line or business am I supporting like that? You know, every check I get, every bit of money I get, I'm giving somebody something. No, it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect support from anyone, especially people that you do know. You know what the saying is, you know, people that you know don't support you until people that you don't know do. You know, or you're like famous already. And it kind of is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And they do support you, but they just realize what support is when other people start supporting. When you're getting shares, you're getting likes, you're getting comments, you're getting lots of purchases. You know, you're building a following, your brand making noise, you're getting exposure, that type of stuff like that. They'll come on them. But this is what I want to tell all of my ordinary people, entrepreneurs, top level achievers. This is what I want to say, athletes or whoever else, you know, benefits and watches your show, is that do not worry about the support, right? Worry about your message, right?
Okay.
And your purpose, right? Don't worry about who's following you, because your message, if you're aligning with your purpose properly, your message is going to affect someone.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and that's who you need to focus on. And you over deliver for them, you go above and out of your way. And, you know, even if when you're just starting off, you may want to even do it for free. Build up them
Right.
testimonials, get that social proof, you know, but it shouldn't even be hard for you to do that because it's your purpose. You're actually doing what makes you feel good. Take your mind off the money, take your mind off the fame, and think about making lasting change by pursuing what you want to pursue in your life. And the support that you expect to receive or want to receive from your family will eventually come, but not before the support from your tribe and whose life you're actually affecting.